بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear sisters and my dear daughters, welcome back to a new episode of the beautiful names of Allah. Today we have more than 2 names, and inshallah we will learn all of us much about these names of Allah. As every time we begin with the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, that came in Bukhari describing the rewards of knowing the name of Allah. And I wish to tell you that this hadith also has a continuation. This is what we're going to have the names of today, which having the 99 names that we are mentioning usually in the introduction of each episode. So Allah Messenger, peace be upon him, said that verily Allah has 99 names, 100 but one. Whosoever knows each and every one of them, believes in them and works according to them, enter the paradise. So today, inshallah, we'll have the first name of Allah is Al-Majid. Al-Majid, the all glorious. Al-Majid and Al-Majid. Al-Majid, Al-Majid, the all glorious, the all magnificent. So when we come to the meaning of Al-Majid and Al-Majid, it comes in Arabic from the word Al-Majd. Al-Majd in Arabic, it have the means of glory and honor. And when we are speaking about the glory and honor related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we are saying about the top of the honor, the unlimited honor and glory, the perfection of the glory and honor. The perfection in everything, in the quantity and the quality. And this is, as we mentioned previously in previous names of Allah, that we are having the perfection, the top in the quality and in quantity of description of such character, the glory and honor. He has all perfect attributes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whatever related to these attributes, he is the greatest and his actions are great. His generosity is boundless, and everyone and everything glorify him because of his greatness. This is another meaning, comes from the glory and the magnificence. In the Quran, we'll find the name of Allah, Al-Majid, came in Quran, in Surah Hud, in Ayah 73. When describing when the angels came to Prophet Ibrahim and his wife Sarah, and they have the glad tidings for them about that Sarah will going to be pregnant with the Prophet Isaac or Ishaq. So she was very old at that time, and she couldn't think that when she's old she still have to be pregnant. But when the angels came to have the glad tidings for her, they told her that. They said here in the ayah means that they belongs to the or stands for the angels. They said, are you amazed at the decree of Allah? May the mercy of Allah and his blessings be upon you, people of the house. Here the house is the Kaaba. Indeed, he is praiseworthy and honorable. Is Al-Majid. So Al-Majid is the honorable, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we said before in name of Allah Al-Hamid, praiseworthy, that he deserved to be having all the praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his gifts. And this is considered to be a very precious gift when you say to an old lady that she lost hope to be pregnant anymore, that she will be pregnant. So it is a gift from the Hamid, and the most glorious and the all glorious also the Majid. This is the name of Allah, Majid. For the name of Allah Al-Majid, it came in the Sunnah, in the same hadith we mentioned in the beginning of every episode. There is the divine hadith came from Prophet Muhammad, said about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is another one. But in the previous hadith that we mentioned in the beginning of the episode, the continuation is including the name Al-Majid. Here it is another hadith for the divine hadith narrated by Prophet Muhammad when Allah is speaking about himself. That's because I am the most generous, the most magnificent, doing as I will. I give my speech and I punish by my speech. Whenever I will something, I only say be and it shall be. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about himself, and he is describing himself as the most generous and the most magnificent, Al-Majid. This is another hadith, as we mentioned, divine hadith describing the name of Allah Al-Majid. When we came to the benefits of the name of Allah Al-Majid, Al-Majid, to know how much Allah, when we call Allah by these names, to can feel during our dua by how much glorious is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how much He's magnificent. And that's why that you are making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He can support you and respond you, and can respond all your dua as because of His perfection in the glorious, as a most glorious and all magnificent. Also to know how much glory and magnificence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we said that many times in previous names. Actually, subhanallah, in every name you feel a certain character of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the glory, the magnificence, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you in such shape, created the whole universe, created the earth for you, for as a mankind to be suitable for you to live on this earth, and all the gifts in your life Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you without asking, and all this glorious thing, how much generous Allah was with you. This all the things we have to think about. And actually this is what of the benefits, what is the important benefits actually of when we are thinking about the names of Allah, what its reflection in our life. The reflection of the name of Allah, as we mentioned previously, As-Sami', the all-hearing, Al-Basir, the all-seeing, Al-Ghaffar, the all-forgiving. All these names, every time we are taking a new name with us, that we have to reflect the meaning of this name in our life. And of course, as a result of that, we'll feel that we have to be grateful for all the favors provided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. And to be proud that Al-Majid, we are worshipping Al-Majid, the most glorious, and ask his support. To be proud for your belonging to Islam and the glorious Quran. Actually, Al-Majid came as also description for the Quran, Al-Quran Al-Majid. So the glorious Quran that contained the speech of Allah and the word of Allah. So to be proud that we are worshipping Allah and reading the words of Allah, the glorious words of Allah. And it's very important to know that it's not only for reading. Quran is for worshipping and for applying in our life. And that was the attitude and the behavior of the Sahaba. The Sahaba used to apply the Quran in their life. To live with Al-Majid, targeting to bring back glory to Islam by your behavior and attitude. This is one aspect of how to be benefits from the name of Allah Al-Majid and Al-Majid. We have another name related to Allah, which is Al-Wajid. Al-Wajid. The name of Allah Al-Wajid, it came from the Arabic word Awjada. Awjada. The first one, Awjada, which means made it present. made it present. This is أوجد. And another word which is wujd. The wujd is the richness. When there is a rich person, it comes from richness, the wujd. And also the scholar said came from the knowledge, or the word wujd. So when we're describing the meaning of name of Allah Al-Wajid, He is who made all His creations present after non-existence. He is the first one, nothing before Him, and the last one, nothing after Him. He is the most rich, absolute and complete perfection, richness. When we are speaking about that Allah is rich, is different from any meaning of richness in our mind, because the richness of Allah is absolute and complete with no poor after it. Also from the meaning of Al-Wajid, He is the one who never missed anything in His creation, not in need of anything of His creations, and at the same time everything is under His control and not missed by Him. And as we mentioned, He is the most knowledgeable. These all are the meaning of the name of Allah Al-Wajid. That's why I didn't write the translation of the specific name for Al-Wajid, because actually I found it's better to go through the different meanings that we can find for the name of Allah Al-Wajid. So Al-Wajid made it present or richness or knowledgeable. How to know the name of Allah Al-Wajid? Actually, Al-Wajid came in the hadith we mentioned previously in the beginning of the episode, as we mentioned, that for Allah 99 names, 100 but one. There is a continuation for this hadith that contain the 99 names I mentioned during the nasheed in the early of this episode. So it's present. Al-Wajid is one of the names present in this hadith. The benefits of the name of Allah Al-Wajid is to call Him by His name, again to feel that you are grateful for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He made you present, and by His knowledge He taught you, and all these feelings came to you when you have to make a dua to Al-Wajid. When you are missing something, you want Allah to help you to find this something, you call Him by His name Al-Wajid, that Allah is not missing anything missed from Him. Another point, ask the most rich to provide you from His generosity. When you know that Allah is the most rich and His richness is complete and absolute and is not followed by any poor, so I am asking Allah to provide me by His provision. If I am needs in His provision financially or spiritually or whatever I want from Allah, I will ask. Also ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide from the most rich is to provide with His knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most knowledgeable. This is one of the meanings, as we mentioned, from Al-Wajid, to help you. And this is in Quran, in ayah, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, and say that my Lord increase my knowledge. To be grateful for Al-Wajid, who is responsible for your existence. Actually, this is one of the biggest favors that we need, to be grateful for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He made us and He made us present and prevailed in such a world, and how much He chose the mankind over other all creations that He created by their free decision maker and their free mind to choose the right from wrong, and give you the choice to go or to return back to Allah because of your choice, because of your love, because you choose to follow the way of Allah, not because you are obliged like the angels they are worshipping Allah 24/7 all the time. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He appreciated more the mankind by give them their mind to choose for the right, and that's why for those believers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with them in the day after he will place them in a grade higher than the angels even. To rely on Al-Wajid, that nothing will be missed from him, as we mentioned, and to know Al-Wajid, who made the presence of serenity and quietness in your heart after doing the good deeds, or the anxiety and turbulence after doing the bad deeds. One of the meanings of the very interesting meaning of Al-Wajid, that when you are doing a good deeds, for example, you give charity, or you help others, or you support, or you memorize Quran even, you feel serenity and quietness and peace and content and happiness in your heart. Who present these feelings in your heart? Al-Wajid. Al-Wajid is who presented this, make these feelings present in your heart. And on the contrary, when you do bad deeds, may Allah forbid, or something that you regret after that, you feel that you are anxious, you are turbulent, you are not feeling good. These feelings, from where these feelings came to us, it came to us from Al-Wajid, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala present these feelings. Then we come to another two meanings related to each other of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Mubdi' Al-Mu'id. Al-Mubdi' the initiator, and Al-Mu'id is the restorer. We are taking the two meanings to the two names together because they closely related to each other. When we are speaking about the name of Allah, Al-Mubdi', or the initiator. The initiator is an initiator without previous model. He is initiated the universe, the mankind, all the creations without a previous model. When you have in any company or in any project, usually the planner of this company, when he starts to make a plan for this company, usually he make study from previous models and previous companies and how they started. But when we are speaking about Allah, there is no previous model. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the first initiator and originator. So he initiated these things without previous models. He is the initiator of all favors that we have, either it is external or internal. And we want to see here that the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very specific and very accurate. It's not you feel that it looks like each other, but it's not. But if I now ask you, we took the name of Allah Al-Bari'. Al-Bari' was the originator. When we are saying now, we are speaking about Al-Mubdi', which is the initiator, who is the initiator. So if there is any difference between Al-Mubdi' and Al-Bari', or the initiator and the originator, some people, even in the Quran translation, you will find they translated the Mubdi' like originator. But when I'm speaking about the initiator, it's different. What is it different from the originator? The originator, as we mentioned before, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the creator. We said he created all the creation without a previous model. And the originator is the one who created without a previous model and with no defects. Everything is perfect in his creation. When we are now speaking about the initiator is giving the order to initiate its function, initiating or starting the function of life, or its function, the function of the planets, what to do, the mankind and the different organs inside us, the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, what they are functioning. Allah ordered these organs to function, initiated them, means that ordered them to function, start functioning since you were embryo in the womb of your mother till the last day of your life. This is the initiating process, the starting point and the ending point. So here the meaning of initiator came to starting the function, starting the function of the creation. Either these creations is external, as we mentioned, from the universe and from all the different signs of the presence of Allah, or internal in ourselves. It's also, it's not internal, the organs only. It's our feelings, our way of thinking, our determination of life, our thinking of our decisions. All this is initiated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, the favors that Allah is from the meaning of the initiator, that He started to give you before you ask. He is already proactive to you. Before you ask, He gave you. Even for the disbeliever, He provided him in this life with water and with the food and all the supply to help him in this life. Also, although he is a disbeliever. So this is from the meaning of initiator. Also from the meaning, He initiated you to be prevalent in such world with your personality. This is from the meaning of initiator. Now we come to the restorer. Restorer, or al-mu'id. What does it mean? The restorer, after ends, returning everything back. After it ends, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revive everything back to its original shape. The restorer is the one who knows every issue. This is another meaning of restorer. The restorer of favors on His servants, that He continue giving and restore again the favors and again. And in the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you be thankful and grateful to me, I will increase you. I continue giving you. So restore is continuing giving and giving and giving to His servants. We'll find the name of Allah, the initiator and the restorer, not literally in the meaning al-mubdi-al-mu'id, but it came by the verbs. The verbs. He yubdi'u wa yu'id. Yubdi'u wa yu'id. So it comes by the verbs and not by the names. In Surah Yunus, Ayah 4, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, to Him is your return altogether. It is a promise of Allah. Indeed, He initiates creation and then restore it. Then He may reward those who have believed and done righteous deeds in justice. But those who disbelieved will have a drink of scalding water and a painful punishment for what they used to deny. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah is giving us the wisdom of the returning, the initiating and the returning. Because actually the returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment is from the absolute justice. That's why here it came in justice. Absolute justice of Allah, that all the people is to turn back to Him, all the believers and disbelievers. And from the absolute justice, that the one who did good in this life to enter the paradise, and the one who did bad to enter the hell. And this is from the complete justice of Allah. Because some people think that the disbeliever, why should be punished by entering the hell? It's too aggressive to do that, and it's too painful for them. This is their choice, and khalas, they choose to be not disbeliever. Actually, we can. The Quran is responding on those people who said so. This is not justice. This is not justice, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we mentioned, appreciated all the mankind and appreciated them even more, the angels, by making the angels prostrated to Prophet Adam. So meaning that actually the angels prostrated to all of us, because we are the children of Adam. So after all this appreciation that Allah did for us, and then He gave us our minds and decision maker, free decision making, to choose right from wrong. And after all these signs that we see every day, and the signs in Quran and the signs in this universe around us, there is only one creator for any simple and any very simple and logic way of thinking. It will made you reach this point. And after all these things, those people will not be punished, because another people who are believed and start to worship Allah and made the good deeds and very strict in their life and prevent themselves from all the things that Allah prohibited, they will go the paradise, and this is justice for them, and also is justice for those who mocked from them and they thought that they are in the wrong way to have and denied all the ayat, denied all the signs of Allah. It is justice to go to the hell for them. In Yunus, the ayah 34, say, Ya Muhammad, means qul, are there of your partners any who initiates creation and then restore it? Say, Allah began creation and then repeats it. So are you deluded about that? So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is discussing the issue of the initiating and restoration from the point of partners. No one can do that except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can do that. Even all the people or the disbelievers, the top of them, they cannot find an explanation of the beginning, the creation, and they are not believing in restoration, so just to make their mind in peace. But actually, this is not the solve of the problem. The solve of the problem is not the creation, is not from evolution. And every day and every time this theory is started to be in vain because of the new evidence coming every now and then that there is nothing called that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created all different species and make all the different species have a specific function. It's not the issue of the giraffe was with the short necks, they died, and then all the long neck started to live, and so on and so on. It's nonsense. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that He is only one who is initiating and restoring, and no one can compare to Him or comparable to Him in this thing. In Surah An-Naml, ayah 65, or who else then? This is what I'm saying. Who else then is the one who initiates creation and then restores it, and who provides for you from the sky and the land? Okay, if you are denying the restoration, so deny who is giving the rain from the sky and having the plants from the land. Is there any other God with Allah? Say, show your proof if you are truthful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is challenging those people of the disbelievers. And when I say disbeliever, it means all the people that deny the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, in many verses of Quran, Allah is challenging them and telling them, give me your proof. It's just theories. It's just something in your mind. It's something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He said in the Quran, إِن يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا الظَّنُّ وَإِنْ هُمْ إِلَّا يَخْرُصُونَ. Most of them, they are following their thoughts, only thoughts. They don't have the proof. Allah, that's why the Quran is the book of the logic and book of the proof, the truth. If you want the truth, you have to read Quran. If you want something if you want a thing to talk to your mind, read Quran. It is a book of logics. It is a book of the truth. In Surah Ar-Rum, ayah 11, Allah initiates creation and then restore it. Then to Him you are returned. So this is another determination and clarification from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He is the only one who is making creation, initiating and restoration. Again in Surah Ar-Rum, ayah 27, it is He who initiates creation and then restores it, and that's even easier for Him. And He is the most exalted example in the heavens and the earth, and He is the Almighty, all-wise. The people who said how He will restore back those friable bones and decayed bones, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering them that the repeating or the restoring is much easier than originating or initiating. Usually the initiating, the first model, is very difficult than when you restore it back. If you have, for example, if you have like a puzzle and you just try to make it in its original, or it's making its final image, then you start to divide it again into different pieces. It will be easier in the second time, because khalas, in the first time you know how to do it. So Allah is telling them that the restoration is easier. Why you are not asking about the creation? Why you don't have the truth and the proof evidence about the creation? So you are denying restoration. Restoration is easier than the creation. So the benefits of knowing the two names of Allah, Al-Mubdi, Al-Mu'id, to call him by his names, it's very important actually. Al-Mubdi, to know our beginning from where, and Al-Mu'id, to know our end. That's why when we are calling Al-Mubdi, Al-Mu'id, so we know how our life is going on, and we need the help, we need the support to our creator, to our initiator, and our restorer, to know your origin and to know your fate. What is the significance of knowing your origin and your fate? To be well behaved, to will be well behaved with Allah, and to know that He has a lot of favors on you, and a lot of circumstances He supported you, and a lot of things He gave you, and then you do sins, and then you forget, and then you. But if you repent back to Allah and ask for His forgiveness, Allah will forgive, inshallah. Also, to be well behaved with people. All the Muslims shouldn't be feeling that they are above the other people, even if they are not Muslims, even if they are of different races. This is very important. To feel the favor of the initiator on you, how he brought you to this life, and how he guided you to his way. To be grateful to Al-Mubdi, who gave you without asking. To remember that one day you will be returned back to the restorer. So what you prepared for that day? There was one of the companions came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and he asked him Mata as-Sa'ah, which means when the day of judgment will be. So the perfect answer came by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And what did you prepare for it? What did you prepare for it? It's not important now to know when the day of judgment, because day of judgment no one knows except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the most important that what you will prepare for that day, what you will say to Allah when He asks you about your sins or your faults at this day, at that time of this year. You were there looking to a person that you shouldn't look, or you took something it's not your right, or you made lie or backbiting of one of your sisters at that day, at that time. What you are preparing to answer for that. To realize that the power and capability of Al-Mu'id, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is capable of returning all the people that died since Prophet Adam till the day of judgment back, all of them, and we'll gather all of them together for the judgment day. And as we mentioned, to realize the justice in restoration. The restoration process is the proof of complete justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all His servants. And our final slide for today is the related story about the friable bones or the decayed bones. They will be restored back. This is a question being asked to Prophet Muhammad by one of the disbelievers in Mecca. When he was still in Mecca, he came to him, one of the disbelievers, and carrying a piece of friable and decayed bone in his hand, and told him, "Oh Muhammad, you will say that your Lord will restore these friable bones again and make it again a man who already died, and change it to this decayed bone?" So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, yes, He will restore you back, and He will make you enter the hell. It was a very sharp answer from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ for that mocking disbeliever about the Allah capability. And moreover, his story came in Surah Yasin from ayah 77 to ayah 79, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, has man not regarded that we created him from a sperm drop? Yet he became an evident adversary or an evident enemy. And he set forth a parable for us, he set an example for us, and forgot his own creation. He said, who can revive these the bones? Who can revive the bones when they have decayed? Say means, Ya Muhammad, say to him, he who initiated them the first time revives them, for he is the all-knowing of every creation. So this is the answer of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the answer of his messenger about those people who are denying and suspicious about the restoration, that the restoration is an easier process than the origination and the initiated, and up till now they cannot and they will not know the origin of creation all the time if they still be away from the idea of the presence of the one creator. All the scientists, they will have all the efforts try to make evidence of evolution or something else. They will not reach the truthful and truthness that came in the Quran, and that all these universe and all the mankind being created by one creator, and he is the one who will revive them back after their death and restore them back, that all one will be responsible and accountable for his deeds. This is from the absolute justice that we told about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is one of his names that we're going to have inshallah in our episodes about the justice, that all that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the justice. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك الله وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.